Wes, sir, do you have any comments or
Yeah,
questions?
well, first of all, I want to say a good thing about JD. JD and I have worked together for several years. He's as solid as any union guy in 41. As a business agent, we work together now. He's my alternate. JD he knows the contract. He doesn't forget anything. That's what I like about him, because I'm not as good on detail as JD is. JD's good, excuse me. But I would say I've supported Vic in the past. I'm not going to say anything bad about Vic. I think he's lost his way. I just think he runs around like a chicken with his head cut off. And, well, okay, but I'm not going to say anything bad about him. But his slate and his promise, I guess, when he ran, was that he was going to bring unity to the local. Well, he's failed. He's failed. So in that regard, I think it's time for a change. I would say this: Ralph Stubbs is not fit. He's not fit to run this local. He's not fit to be a union steward.
Amen.
I've known the guy. We were kind of buddies for a while. He's always been kind of shady. He got his CB handle slippery. He earned it. That's what the guys. You guys know how people get their CV handles. You know, people know them, and they can change them, and that's his handle. And he is slippery. I've seen him sell people out. You probably all heard of the Frances Thomas thing when she got swiped by a grain hauler down in Oklahoma. And he had his buddy at UPS, who, I don't want anybody to lose their job, but this guy had 3 accidents in 9 months. She had had 1 in Oklahoma in 24 years, and they sold her out. I mean, it's just plain and simple. And Mike Sadwell and I have vowed that any time that Ralph is involved in an election, we're going to put that monkey right back on his back, because I don't want anybody representing people in 41 that would go in and trade. You know, if you got 2 or 3 guys that are in trouble, they have to stand on their own. We don't go in and make deals with the boss in his office, and then you take her to the MoCan, and in 15 minutes, 24 years is down the drain.
Absolutely, that's not going to be taking place.
And we cannot have any kind of reputation in this MoCan when we sell our people out. And I see what's happened, you know, even in the joint council, we've lost our standing there. And you know, you guys got a long ways to get us back to where we need to be, but we need a change to get that started.
I agree, Chad. Today we had a guy that had a wreck coming out of Denver. I'm not going to mention any names, but we did. It was a serious, you know, whatever. It was a pretty serious thing. And me and him were doing our jobs, tag teaming them. I'd get in off the road, he was going out. Vice versa, had opposite schedules. Come to find out, I was getting pretty hot. We were getting ready to have a fit and get all these drivers that we got supporting us to start taking a stand. We're going to make it notice that you're holding this guy off. And the boss raised his voice to me, it's not the company.
Yeah.
So I kind of made him famous for that, and all of a sudden the guy come back to work. They were gonna slide him, yeah, they were gonna screw the guy. And we never allowed that to take place. We worked very hard to keep these guys and their reputation. The local put Jeff on the spot here. He was trying to hold Ron accountable for some of those things, one of the agents. And they had the local provided they provided the information and resources from the locals, the copying machine, his personal info, logs, charges filed with the National Labor Relations Board, and charged him and let our own e-board took the time to charge him when we heard the case. And lo and behold, Local 41 found him guilty, and we appealed it immediately. I represented Jeff for a stay, so they couldn't formally either suspend or expel. But we heard March 28th the case in front of the Joint Council. I represented Jeff, and we prevailed. We overturned that charge and cleared his name. but it was at the joint council level. Just a little bit of saying, there's a little bit of, obviously, something, you know, we've got a little bit of credibility, and we certainly prevailed in that scenario. But we've got to stop that sort of deal when you got the administration and the principal officer providing the info to pull one guy out there that's stood up for his rights and said, we're gonna make, we got to change that. And that's some serious business that we have to work on, and we intend to.